Hello, my name is Richard Fink. How are you both doing
Hi,
today?
Richard.
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm talking to Willem Dafoe and Jesse Plemons. That's a pretty great way to start my day.
Good.
I wanted to just start out by saying I absolutely love the movie. It's incredible. You both do fantastic work in it. And I'm just so curious because of the nature of an anthology film, you guys are jumping in between characters. And when you guys were filming this, was the production schedule more like you were doing blocks each day for each segment, or were you jumping between, like, one day you were doing segment for the first segment and then the third and then?
No, we shot them in order, the way that they are in the film, which I don't think it was a possibility to
No,
shoot
think
any other
about
way.
all the hair changes and all the kind of physical changes, particularly for Jesse. It would have been impossible and
Yeah.
not practical. And you had to take one piece at a time. It would really have been
Oh,
impossible
God,
to
yeah.
mix it up. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was wondering. And neither of you really undergo a lot of. There's not a big, like, makeup changes or anything. It's more subtle, physical changes you guys do. So how was that for you guys to kind of convey each of your three characters being different from one another? Did you want to, like, thread like a commonality between them?
It was one of the few conversations that I had with Yorgos, was finding this line where the characters are distinct without going overboard and making it some actor show of, look how different I am now, and all that. And I think that doing something like that would have sort of taken away from the themes of the film. And so, yeah, that was something I think I was a little nervous about in the beginning. But again, you just kind of like take the leap, and slowly it starts to reveal itself. And, there's a lot of thinking that you can't help but do. But at the same time, in my experience in some of the wardrobe fittings, just like when you get there, when you put it on, what feels good. And sometimes it takes Yorgos a second to sign off on something, or so it's just a piece by piece process, and like a feeling and an instinct.
I guess my final question for you both is, of the three segments, which did you guys find the most difficult or challenging to film? Was there one that kind of gave you, a little bit more struggle to tap into, or were they all pretty easy for you?
It's all so easy, right? No. The second one, with Daniel, we were mainly in this house, and it is, I guess, at first glance, most obviously kind of one of the darker of the three, and I didn't have as much fun with that one as I did with the first and the third, I think just because of those themes, and it was also kind of jarring. And then watching the movie for the first time, that one is one of my favorites. It's funnier and darker than I was expecting. So it was just a bit of a challenge to turn over to this new character in like 48 hours.
I suppose I don't like to think in those terms so much, but I'll try to answer your question. I suppose the most difficult one is the one that has the least definition, so the second one, because I'm really there for support, and you don't want to just lay down and say it's not important, but you got to be there. So you got to find out how to be there without taking too much space, and supporting and fulfilling your function. The curious thing for me was, it's a little different for Jesse probably, but for me, in each role, my function is different. In one, I really drive. In one, I'm there for support. And one, I'm kind of part of an atmosphere and setting the world. So that really colors your approach and your expectations and how you are feeling when you're performing.
And these are the great answers I expect from two great actors. So thank you both so much for taking the time to talk with me today. Again, love the film, and hope you both have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.